So I've waited to do this video until after New York Comic Con because the rumors were out there for a while of what the last Universes Beyond set would be for 2026, but I didn't want to speak on this subject before everything was announced. And I want to kind of say too, like a lot of my videos, this is going to focus on the Commander format and has nothing to do with the 60 card formats or any of the competitive play that's out there. So just a quick caveat there. Now that we know the entire list of sets for 2026, there are a staggering 7 sets coming, starting with Lorwyn in January and ending with Star Trek Universes Beyond in November. And along the way, we get Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, we get another semester at Strixhaven, Marvel Superheroes, The Hobbit, and a new set that we don't know much about called Reality Fracture. That's 4 Universes Beyond sets and 3 in-universe sets for next year. And that has a lot of people up in arms. Maybe rightfully so, maybe not. There is a lot, and I mean a ton, of Universes Beyond hate out there right now. Even in my friend groups right now, there are people repeating the line, "I want more Magic the Gathering in my Magic the Gathering game." And even more that are comparing it to Fortnite or Call of Duty's silly cosmetic shops. And maybe there's a little bit of truth to that last one there. Because crossovers in these cosmetics have helped games feel alive for long periods of time. Whether the actual game is getting updated or not, it's a psychological thing that allows players to think that the game is constantly evolving and staying and doing and, progressing for a long time. Call of Duty and Fortnite hasn't drastically changed in over 10 years or more. But because of all the cosmetics and things that they run in special areas and sets and things like that, it does make the game feel like it's something new, at least from a marketing perspective all the time. Which gets to the heart of why I don't hate Universes Beyond. It's one of those things where it helps Magic feel alive even after 30 years of being around. It could be argued that Magic has never been more popular than it is today. And I think that's partially because of how many new players Universes Beyond and a lot of these crossovers are bringing into the game. And that, I think, is what actually pisses a lot of people off. Much like Stranger Things and Critical Role brought more people into D&D, these licenses and crossovers have allowed more players to get interested in a game that we all love. And it's important to remember that the vocal minority online is just that, the vocal minority. Even Mark Rosewater says that WotC has data that doesn't necessarily vibe with what we see in most places like Reddit or even YouTube. As big as those platforms are, the people who are squawking the loudest on there probably only represent a few percentages of the players that are out there. Most people can't be bothered to go online and complain or even praise the game. But let's take pure sales data out of the equation, because Magic has a scalper problem, like a lot of industries. There are still ways for WotC to know what players are playing different types of sets at local game stores. And now more than ever, local game stores are most important to really understanding the health and wellness of Magic the Gathering. Now, I didn't like the Spider-Man set. I didn't go to pre-release, and WotC noticed that and sent me a very lengthy survey asking what I didn't like about the set, what they could have done differently, what I'd like to see in future Universes Beyond sets. They even went so far as to asking me which of the Marvel superheroes I would like to see in the upcoming set. I gave them a lot of honest feedback, and I hope that it works to help them make sets better in the future. But what I truly think is at the heart of all the Universes Beyond discussion, we'll say, is fear, not hate. Because what's really being said when players say things like, "I want more Magic the Gathering in my Magic the Gathering game," is that they're scared that the hobby is going to leave them behind, that it's changing in ways that does not work within their worldview. And hobbies do that a lot from time to time. They move and they change in ways that we don't like. And that can bring out a lot of sadness and really helplessness because we don't get a chance to really say or have any ways to say how we want our hobby to change. People who are expressing some of this hate and fear is because that they believe the hobby is no longer going to be theirs anymore. And perhaps they're right. Hobbies grow. Communities grow. These things change. And it's okay to feel those kinds of feelings. It's okay to be upset sometimes with the way that things are going, but you also have to accept that things are going to change and that things are not going to always stay the same. And even if you are upset about Magic, it doesn't always have to be that way. This is a beautiful game that we get to play. And at time of recording, there are over 30,000 Magic cards, unique Magic cards, that are in print right now. That's about 1,000 cards per year that Magic has been around. There are so many ways to play Commander without even touching any Universes Beyond product. At the end of the day, Magic has always been about being a plane-hopping wizard. All of the different worlds and universes are supposed to bring beautiful themes to each of the sets. But let's be honest, when was the last time you actually knew the lore behind the set you were playing? Do you know the lore behind Outlaws of Thunder Junction? What about Tarkir? My guess would probably say most players don't, especially those in the casual Commander community. And I'll be honest, as a writer and designer myself, that actually kind of makes me sad for the teams that spend so much time building the lore and writing these worlds that encapsulate the cards that they create. But I'll also be honest, I've never seen an episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender, SpongeBob SquarePants, or The Office. I won't be buying any of the secret layers, and I probably won't be buying or going to the pre-release for the Avatar set. They're just not for me, and that's okay, because there's plenty out there that is, and even more coming soon that will be. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and please keep it civil. I don't want to have to swing the band hammer like Mjolnir. If this is your first time on my channel, please consider subscribing, hit the notification bell, and throw a like on the video. Until next time, I've been Mallow, and you've been awesome.